Apologies. Episode 14, here we come, though. Last episode, we were recruited into the Scouts, but we're still in a jail cell. So it's the opposite of the Scouts. We can't go scout anything yet. We need to get out of the jail cell.
Can't go outside when you're locked inside.
Yeah, exactly. So I assume that's where we're going next. We're going to be given a mission, even though we kind of already have been. Get to the basement, right? Reclaim the area.
Mm-hmm. Levi has full responsibility, has taken full responsibility, basically, for Eren. Are Mikasa and Armin coming with? Like, are they involved? Are they going to be allowed to be involved?
Good question. I don't...
Because they're not there. They weren't there during this discussion.
I wouldn't imagine they would be. Why would they be in the Scouts other than to try to, like...
I mean, they want to join. Didn't they both say that to stay with Eren, they wanted to join?
I wonder if they... But is that, like, a fast-track system, though? Or is it, like, they start at, like, a training program to be part of the Scouts?
Okay, yeah. Because also they would have to be on Captain Levi, because Commander Erwin and then Captain Levi, they would have to be like on his squad, right, to be a part of this mission. I doubt he can just add 3 new members.
Do they have more than one squad?
I mean, don't all of the branches of the military have?
I think
squads?
Everyone we've seen so far. Yeah. I don't know about the Scouts though.
I think back to like the first episode. When those Scouts were leaving, I don't remember seeing any of the characters we now think of as the Scouts. Like, we met, like, Petra. There was the girl with the glasses that loved abnormals. There's Levi. There's Commander Erwin. I don't remember seeing them in the group of people that returned in, like, the very first couple episodes. So that's why I was thinking that there were multiple squads.
That was a long time ago, though. That was like 5 years before.
You are correct. They could have changed.
Or been killed.
Those people could be... Why'd you have to go there? I mean, it makes sense. Yes, all of those people might be dead. That is so true. If they were constantly going out and losing men, then yeah, maybe the team has been new over the last 5 years.
I mean, Levi looks significantly younger than Erwin. Also, I love that, like, Levi was like, I don't know about this kid. He seems like a weakling.
A brat.
Yeah, like fuck this kid. And then Eren was like, I want to kill all Titans. And he was like, this kid seems pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
This guy's all right.
Yeah. But I mean, Eren completed his mission, right? He must have some sort of cred now. I'm sure that they're still going to be very wary and anxious because they know that he's it's a possibility for him not to have control.
Right. They have learned that it is not a perfect 100% chance that it's going to be flawless every time.
You know what though? Last time it wasn't flawless for one reason or another, whether he was exhausted or whatever, but he had Armin there to get a second chance at it. Now it seems like if he messes up one time, he's dead. You know, for like Levi's going to kill him. That was kind of like
his... didn't Levi said that if anything went wrong, Levi wouldn't hesitate?
He said something like, I'm the only one who can kill him.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it gave me Gojo vibes from Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit. Like, oh, I can do it. I wonder if he is like the strongest. I wonder how him versus Commander Erwin would be, like, power scale wise.
Levi has this air about him with what he says. I mean, it's all based on dialogue even, that he obviously is super talented, and I think the people around him also give him that credit.
It high-key reminds me of Mikasa. Whenever I saw him, like, kill a Titan with, like, a straight face.
I thought it was Mikasa for a second, the Titans, as they were, like, coming towards, I think it was Armin and Eren at the very end of last episode, and they were, like, leaning in. The flash of a person killing them, I thought it was Mikasa for, like, a second.
Wasn't Mikasa there with them?
Yeah, but for some reason I thought, like, I was just these were the people that were there in this area, and Levi obviously just came in from nowhere. He wasn't really a part of that situation. So my first thought was, did Mikasa, like, suddenly jump into action? Because there was, like, a dark hair, and obviously I think Levi has, like, what looks kind of like a bowl cut.
He has like a fade.
So I thought it was Mikasa for, like, a split second. And then obviously it wasn't.
I have more questions about Commander Erwin's hair. He, like, I don't know if it's like the shading or he also has an undercut, but I don't know. I'm ready to get into it though. I don't really know what the next step is. Like I can be like, oh yeah, we're going to start our mission with the scouts, but like that's very broad. I don't know what
I'm sure
specifically
there's
to
stuff leading up
expect.
to it, right? They probably have to have a strategy. They probably have to teach Eren like the map, or well, I'm sure Eren knows the layout. They don't even have to tell him. I mean, he lived there.
I think we'd get introductions as we did when we went to training camp, whatever you want to call it. Because like that, we had so much time meeting Jean, Connie, like Sasha, you know, like we met all these people like right when we were introduced to that big group. So now we're being introduced to the scouts, right? I'd imagine
Okay,
that we have a
I
new
can see
like
that.
where does this leave Jean? Like are we like I and Annie and
I'm
Connie?
wondering because a lot of those characters were, we didn't know exactly where they were going to go in terms of like where in the military out of the options were they going to fit in? Were they going to do scouts? Were they going to be military police? Were they going to, you know, guard the walls? We didn't really know what they were going to do and what their plan was necessarily, and if it has changed since obviously the like 9 episodes of Battle of Trust. So
Yeah, so, like since now they know what Eren can do, does that motivate them to want to be in the scouts? All of them right off the bat. I don't. Jean wanted to join the scouts by the end. Same with Connie, right?
seemingly
Seemingly.
it could, like you did bring up like, oh, once they saw Eren, does that change their mind? But yeah, this was also the first time a lot of them even saw Titans for the first time.
Hmm.
So does that change their mind possibly in the opposite direction also? Like, I don't really know where. And Jean just saw Marco dead. Does that have any effect on him? Seeing someone, I think that might have been his first person close to him or that he knew or was a friend of his that he just saw dead.
Maybe.
So that could have some emotional effect on him and what his future plans are. I don't really know because I'm like, is this just going to be an Eren mission or are there going to be other people we know going with him?
Good question, but before we get into it, last thing, you brought it up. Rest in peace, Marco.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Ian. Gone but never forgotten. You know, I hated seeing Marco like that, but at least he wasn't
The
in a
worst.
Titan hairball. That was disturbing.
The vomit ball. That was. I wonder if we're going to see more of that sort of thing.
I'd imagine, right? If it's like a thing that Titans often do if they eat too many humans because they can't digest, you
It
know?
caught me so off guard, but once they reminded me of the logistics of the anatomy of a Titan, I was like, oh, okay. But like, still shocking to see.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to get into it. Yeah. Sweet.
Action.
This is when he falls in love. He's like, I hate this kid. Fuck this guy. The reverb. And then it's like,
Life has new meaning to me.
convey that to the brass. Who did they answer to?
Hello.
Hello? It sounds like an anthem. This sounds like it'd be insane to play on Guitar Hero, dude.
The blood. Ooh.
I see a lot of trees. So you think we're gonna get like a woods arc?
Huh. Okay.
I liked it. I like the
Yeah.
song a lot.
I'll have to watch
It's
it
different.
again to like, you know, really get into it. I think I need like a second watch on that.
Yeah.
Oh. Look how like rich they all look.
It's a completely different world.
What? Why would you go there?
It's interesting the different perspectives from inside of different walls.
People that need hope and people that don't want to be inconvenienced.
Excuse me?
Sounds like their priority.
Salute our commander.
Their priority doesn't seem to be humanity's safety.
So Pixis is commander of the garrison, Erwin's commander of the scouts, and that other guy was commander of the military police. Exactly.
One of them just wants him to kill him though.
Commander in chief.
Oh, so he's in charge in charge. Huh.
I wonder how you get to that position.
Proposal.
Do you think it's just like a full-on courtroom, and they're gonna be
Sounds like it.
yeah,
It's a whole trial.
they're gonna be like
basically.
witnesses?
Know his place. He could eat you right now if he wanted.
I don't think the chains would do
I was
much.
about to say, do you really think those chains could stop him? Oh, it's the glasses girl!
Hanji Zoe? Zoe?
Hanji Zoe. Well, that isn't, and he liked it.
All right.
Is this why the military police said they were all weirdos? I like her.
That's
That's
imagery of
humans
people killing each
killing
other.
humans.
It is like just a full-on courtroom.
Interesting. Why are they treating him like a criminal if he didn't even do this to himself? I don't... Like, I get it, they're scared of him, but like, why would you be abusive when he could, like, kill you?
I wonder what Darius exactly, like, what's his deal? Like, what his beliefs are, what his past is, why he's the person who gets to make this final decision.
This is tense.
Sheesh.
今回決めるのは君の動向をどちらの兵団に委ねるかだ。憲兵団師団長、ナイルドークより提案させていただきます。
Nile Dock.
速やかに処分すべきだと考えております。その存在が今、内乱をめぐる波紋を呼んでもいる。できる限りの情報を残してもらった後に、我々人類の英霊となっていただきます。神の英知である壁を欺き侵入。あれはウォール教の
Wallists. Is that like a religion? Remember we saw religion in the first episode, kind of?
調査兵団13代団長エルヴィン・スミスより提案させていただきます。エレンを正式な団員として迎え入れ、巨人の力を利用してウォールマリアを奪還します。以上です。
Not gonna go into the details about the basement?
完全に封鎖してしまったのだろう。
ああ、東のカラネスクからの出発を希望します。ここから志願しなく一からルートを模索して接近します。
今度こそ全ての扉を封鎖すべきじゃないのか。一応責められることはない。
黙れ。紹介の犬どもめ。俺たちはまたウォールマリアに戻れる。
Definitely get the Civil War vibe now.
ないんだよ。
よく喋るな豚野郎。扉を埋め固めてる。てめえらの言う我々ってのはてめえらが超えるために守ってる友達の話だろ。困っている人間はてめえら豚どもの視界に入らねえと。
あると話しているだけだ。どうしたのか。この不届き者め。手の壁に人間風情な手を加える。
A
Walls
gift
that are a
from
gift
God.
Look at all of them. Look at all their faces when he just said that.
指示と権力だけは持ってるからな。タッチが悪い。
Who is their support? The rich, or...
静粛に。個人の主義主張は別の場所で。
This man deserves a mallet or something.
に貢献し、巨人の力を行使できるのか。
はい。
トロストク防衛戦の報告書にはこう書いてある。ミカサ・アッカーマンめがけて拳を振り抜いたと。
できなかったことは覚えて。
That's not good.
報告書に嘘をかけっていうのか。この事実を。
I don't blame her. I don't blame Rico.
ならないんだよ。
イエガーが襲いかかったのは事実か。
You can't lie. It was in the report.
エレンのためにならないぞ。
事実です。
Gasp.
俺がミカサを殺そうとした。
He doesn't even know. That's the worst part.
それ以前に私は2度命を救われました。私とアルミンを榴弾から守って。
And that was like a very conscious thing to do.
考慮していただきたいと思います。
お待ちください。今の証言にはかなり個人的感情が含まれている。
Shut the fuck
But
up,
that's
Niall.
fact.
エレン・イエーガーとミカサ・アッカーマンは当時9歳にして3人の男を刺殺している。正当防衛とはいえ根本的な人間性に疑問を感じざるを得ません。
What?
Even if it was self-defense? What?
That doesn't make sense. Self-defense is self-defense.
あいつは子供の姿で人間かどうか疑わしいぞ。そうだ。
That's not gonna help your case, man.
都合のいい憶測ばかりで話を進めようとしている。あなた方はまずいか。巨人を見たこともないくせにそんなに怖いんですか。これ以上は黙った方がってやる。思ってること全部。
I mean, they
This
could
music.
kill you. You have to try.
戦わなくてどうするんですか。怖いって言うなら力を貸してくださいよ。いいから黙って全部俺に投資しろ。
Bet everything you have on me.
For what purpose? In the courtroom?
Is he showing that he can control him? Is this a thing?
No.
しつけに一番効くのは痛みだと。今お前に必要なのはしゃがんでるからちょうど蹴りやすいしな。
He's not turning.
リヴァイ。
なんだ。
危険だ。恨みを買ってそいつが巨人化したらどうする。
何言ってる。こいつを解剖するんだろ。こいつは巨人化した時力尽きるまでに20体の巨人を。知恵がある分厄介かもしれん。だとしても俺の敵じゃないがな。こいつをいじめた奴らもよく考えた方が本当にこいつを殺せるのか。
ご提案があります。なんだ。不確定な要素を多分に含んでおり危険は常に潜んでいます。エレンの管理をリヴァイ兵士長に任せ、その上で
This whole thing was a fucking plan, bro. This whole thing. We already know that that was their intention from the beginning. This is not a plan he just came up with.
人類にとって利がある存在かどうかの結果で判断していただきたい。
管理かできるのか、リヴァイ。
殺すことに関しては間違いなくその中間がないことにある。
Look at Mikasa. Holy shit.
結論は出た。
まったくひどいね。
I thought that was a fucking cliffhanger for a second. I was about to scream.
どんな風に痛い？
すまなかった。我々に君を託してもらうことができた。
We won. We won.
君に敬意を。
Oh, I love this guy.
エレン、これからもよろしくな。
This is a good guy. I like him.
I like Levi a lot.
ああエレン。俺を憎んでいるか。いえ、そんな演出として理解してます。
He has such charisma.
歯が折れちゃったんだよ。ほら。
拾うな。気持ち悪い。
なんか見せてみてよ。もう。
Is it back?
生えてる。
Wait, he can heal in the
Even if he's not in his Titan form. That wasn't after we saw like the steam and anger though. He obviously, right? After he got his tooth knocked out, he didn't do anything. He just got the shit kicked out of him.
Maybe it's like a time thing.
Have we seen Eren get hurt at all in the entirety of the series, and not turn into a Titan?
Well, like past the point of getting the injection, you mean?
Correct. No, right?
I can't think of a physical injury he had until when he got his arm and leg chopped off in the Titan's mouth that he then was swallowed by, you know? Like, I can't think of a physical injury he had prior to that.
Does that... Obviously, there's a point that he can't regenerate when he's a Titan, right? is it like a stamina bar? And like you can regenerate as long as you have the stamina, and once that runs out, you're done?
Maybe. I mean, that would fit into the whole, can he control the form if he has enough stamina or energy? It might just be like that affects everything else about the Titan and about the regenerative powers.
It's hard, like, I think I've come to terms with the fact that I don't think at the moment I can guess anything else about the Eren Titan thing.
Yeah. I don't think I could even fathom at the moment exactly
I just don't
how it
know.
works.
But we do know that there are something called Wallists, and they believe that the wall is a gift from God.
I mean, what?
I didn't.
Apparently, like, and did they say, like, apparently people thought those people were crazy, but for somehow
In the past 5 years,
they've gotten
it's
attention and support.
I think there were some believers that said like 5 years ago, but now that it seems obviously they are significant enough to be in a courtroom and have some say.
Look at his outfit. He has
So-
the symbols of each wall, like, on
And
the three.
there's
like,
3 collars
Yeah.
to each walls, right? All right, I'm going full symbolism. Inside the middle of all 3 walls is the collar or the head. In the center of the walls are the people in charge, right? Did I have to be completely off here? When I first saw Darius Zackley, right? And he had his shirt rolled up on
him, the guy that's presiding over the court.
I was like, that kind of looked like Aaron's dad, but
Dude,
like
no.
not as skinny.
When he showed up, I
Yeah.
thought his face was kind of drawn as if he was a relative of Eren's. Like, he kind of reminded me, like he would be the grandpa or something.
Obviously, that wouldn't be the case, right?
Right,
We
I
know
mean,
his
different name.
But
And this guy would have probably brought up if he knew. I mean, don't you think this guy would have brought up if he knew Eren's dad? None of them brought up Eren's dad.
that's
Which is interesting
really
to me when he was like this big doctor that traveled between the walls, basically.
I guess it's not important, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was the most interesting thing to me, which is wild that this is the most interesting thing this episode to me. But for a society that erases or wants to keep confidential every piece of history, this is an interesting piece of artwork to have above a courtroom.
Yeah, I mean, why aren't there big depictions of them fighting Titans? Like, it's just so... You forget, like, since they have this foe right now, you forget that if the Titans didn't exist, there would be infighting. I mean, that's just kind of, like, human history. Like, different groups are always fighting against each other. They brought up civil war. Like, if the Titans didn't exist, there would still be the issues that every society goes through of people having different opinions.
I mean, there like you just mentioned, there could be a civil war on their hands here.
Which I didn't even think was possible until we started hearing, we got the little nuggets of what the people in the wall Cena thought.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all like, oh no, that means people are going to come in here. And then Wall Rose, they were all like, yay! Like, this means we can take back Wall Maria. And then the merchant was like, we need to close off everything. And
I want to know why Darius Zackley is the person in charge. Do you think that you had to have some like in-field experience, right?
yeah.
To be able to command over all 3.
He's the head of all 3 of the... So he had to have been in the military in some regard.
We met, I think, Hanji Zoe,
Mm-hmm.
and Mike Zacharias. I don't know. I didn't
one
catch
that
that one.
smells you.
Yeah, the one that smells you. That's all we need to know, right? I wonder where Darius Zackley lives. I wonder if he's like in charge. He's the top of everything, or who he kind of goes to. You know, who he works for, who he answers to. Mikasa looked like she was going to kill Levi.
I just gotta say, there were some moments in that courtroom that there should have been a order in the court,
He doesn't have a gavel. How can you do that?
I know, but like, they pointed a gun at him and were ready to kill him before it was even voted by the main guy that was supposed to decide that they supposedly respect and are under. It was just weird that they were like doing something so drastic.
So that's not how I took
in
it.
front of him.
I took it like this whole episode, it changed complete tone, and it's this whole like political undertoning. Like it's a completely different show. It's a like whole political thriller now. And when I saw them raise their guns, I saw that as an act of self-defense. And I'm sure in a way they were like, oh my God, raise your guns, we're scared. But I also kind of saw this underlying play of like, let's act a little bit of afraid too and like play that up to help our defense.
I mean, it's just like comedically dumb to me that if you're so scared of him killing you, obviously they have belief that he's not going to, or else they wouldn't say anything mean to him or try to anger him or try to kill him, you know? If they're so scared of him, they wouldn't be saying the things that they were, or like calling him a monster. Like the ones guarding him, like, wow, you have some balls to be saying that to something that could literally probably break those chains and kill you. Like,
and
does that mean you have confidence that he's not going to? Probably, but you're gonna not listen to that?
Levi had a really good point. It's like, yeah, how are you gonna kill him? Like, he easily took down 20 Titans. Do you think
Can you
that
even
you're
kill
gonna...
a Titan?
Yeah. This is fake news. There's a gavel in the mid-roll.
Oh,
Give
yes.
myself Darius
Oh, look,
exactly
is
a
that
gavel.
supposed to be him with it says balance on top of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
He gives off like a badass vibe. Right when Eren started talking, I want to get down the names of here. Trost District, Karenez District. They want to leave
and then
from.
The one they're going to is where Eren's from, right? No. Is that the district he's from? Zygon Shina?
I maybe. If he is, I didn't write it down. But I could tell there was more than what was like being given to us, of course, because days prior we knew Erwin and Levi's plan, right? And then right off the bat, Erwin was like, "This is our plan. We are going to leave and retake this." And they were like, "That's it?" And he was like, "That's it." You know, and then it was like, they had to ask him more questions to get like this out of him, the route out of him. So I was like, you didn't tell him right off the bat, like, we could potentially find out a lot more about the Titans' history or anything like that.
I wasn't surprised by it because of what he said in his conversation with Pixies on the wall about how he wasn't exactly sure what he was going to say, and he was going to pick what he said based on basically what happened when he went in there.
Yeah.
What other people said. And he waited for there to be a time for him to play his cards right, that it would fully sway, everyone.
Yeah.
Or at least sway the person presiding over the decision. And oh my God. And then Levi was like, "Do you resent me?" after it all happened. And I was like, "Levi, I was so mad at you for that, but like, I don't resent you. It's okay."
I don't think I've resented him. Like, okay, this is the thing that pissed me off.
Oh,
this
the
fucker said even in self-defense, I must question their fundamental humanity. What the hell?
If someone's trying to kill you or sell you into freaking slavery, you're allowed to fight back. Like, are you supposed to just let them? Like, no. They were robbers. They were criminals. They had just killed her freaking parents. Like, that's insanity to me that they could even, like, say that.
So, like, I don't know, man. I didn't necessarily feel initial anger towards Levi at all earlier in the episode, right?
I was like crying a little bit.
Yeah?
I was really emotional. I hate violence, but I'm like gotten okay with it in the show because it's big Titans, and I'm okay with them killing these big Titans. But
well, I trusted it because right before it happened, he was talking across the courtroom like, "You talk a lot,
I knew
pig."
there was a purpose for it.
Yeah, I was like, he
called them pigs,
Levi,
right?
without a doubt, speaks for the people. He's like, there are people, you speak for the people who line your pockets. Like, I was like, this man has a good conscience. The scout regiment seem like they have a good conscience. There needs to be some deeper thing here.
One of the things I didn't understand why it didn't get brought up is why not let him join the scouts, because at least he'll be outside the walls. Right now he's literally in the walls. If he turned right now, he'd be in the walls, like that's a Titan in the walls. Let him go out.
Why does Levi get a cool little handkerchief and nobody else?
I think he just has like he has a little bolo tie. So
yeah,
it's like a personal style thing. they all can like dress up their uniforms like a little slightly.
Mm.
I liked how Rico was in this as well.
Rico's so cool. I
Like-
love Rico. I get why she did what she did. Of course, you know, you're still trying to do what's best for humanity. You need to disclose that and
Right.
trust the higher judgment of Darius Ackley.
I was under the impression that Rico didn't necessarily think that it was a death sentence
Yeah.
to Eren. I think Rico was operating under, I'm going to tell the truth, and that is the best thing. All of us telling the truth is the best thing that could be done for his sake.
Was Rico the one who stopped Mikasa?
Armin stopped Mikasa, but Rico said some things to Mikasa to stop her in other moments. But like Armin's the one that actually like grabbed her.
All you need to know to make a character judgment on these people is that Levi has a cool little like handkerchief, and fucking Nile
Ascot-ish
Doc
thing.
has a bolo tie.
That's all
Like, are
you
you
need.
kidding me? Get the hell out of here, man.
It's just so comical to me that they were like, Levi, you're scaring us. You're gonna make him turn into a Titan, and I'm like, you're literally threatening to kill him.
You're threatening to kill him. You were like
Come
talking
on.
shit to him and being
Yeah.
rough with him.
I was literally like about to cry though during that. That was really hard. I didn't like it.
Eren had a really good line. If you're afraid to fight for survival, then help me. You cowards. Where is it?
They're all like shocked he called them cowards.
Shut up
I'm like,
and bet everything you have on me. That was such a good line.
yes. And then they were like, we're gonna kill him after he said that.
Yeah, Armin held Mikasa back. Mikasa looked so pissed, dude.
I just think it
Ugh.
was really dumb that they were like, those are personal feelings. Like, no, it was literal fact.
Well,
that he's...
Levi said this is a personal feeling.
What?
To Eren?
No, I was talking about Mikasa bringing up the other times that Eren
Oh,
had saved
yeah,
her
yeah,
and
yeah,
how
yeah.
they said to discount that because it was personal feelings. And I'm like, but no, it was literal fact and there were witnesses. A whole freaking squad of people with cannons pointed at them saw that it happened.
I know, but in like a political drama sense, and you're in a courtroom, you're saying whatever you need to say to get your side to win, no?
Yeah, but she said it very like, she said it in the right way because she said, but I would also like this to be considered. I
Yeah.
thought that was like great wording.
Agreed.
It was perfect for her to like say that. It's not her being swayed by emotions. If that was the case, she would have been like, but no, he's like my brother and he saves me. She didn't say anything that was
Yeah,
like
I know.
non-articulate and as kind of objective as possible. Like, yes, there are 2 times that he did save her. So I was like, that was uncalled for. It wasn't like, she didn't say anything that was, I don't think would stand up in a courtroom. But I am not a lawyer. I know nothing.
What do you think is happening in this, like...
Gladiators, Trojan War, a bunch of people with some knives and swords, seeing some weird hats. Doesn't that look like a bird hat?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird to me. Like, I guess that's just the whole point of the show. I mean, we learned with Mikasa's whole backstory that, like, there are humans doing evil things to humans in this world. It's not just Titans
When
to
is
be
this,
scared
though?
of.
I don't see any sign of any type of, like, wall or Titan or anything that...
Before Titans.
You know? Like, that's my only...
mean,
and
well,
why are they okay showing this here? Why are
Right.
they okay showing this in the courtroom and not... And then contradicting themselves seemingly because they're so strict on every other piece of history? Are they selective with the history that they tell, or what?
I mean, maybe they tell this because it was a before Titans thing.
Maybe it's like in that whole method of trying to scare people straight. Like, this is what happens without us and our court system. You know?
Yeah.
It's very graphic imagery to literally have above where you're sentencing people.
Yeah, but really what probably brought those people together is they had a common enemy when the Titans showed up.
But remember, Pixis said, like, oh, back then people thought that this would, like, bring everybody together, and Eren was like, that didn't happen. You know? Mm-hmm. The Wallists are by far the most interesting thing that came out of this episode, I
weirdest
think.
thing that came out of this episode. I want to know more, but I also, like, he said enough. Like, I think I learned just from what he said, the Wallist said about God giving them the walls. I was like,
I would love to like attend one of their services. I wonder if that person that we saw in the first episode was a wallist. Impious traitor. Mere humans altering wall roads.
Okay.
Don't you dare touch a wall. Don't even fortify it
So
more.
does he hate? So he hates Eren because Eren plugged the hole that happened to the wall.
No.
He touched it.
I think he's saying this. He's not saying this
I know.
to Eren.
I was asking.
Oh,
does that
I wouldn't
also
think
make
so.
him hate Eren because Eren technically changed the wall by plugging a hole?
But the wall was broken through first, so he probably hates the Colossal Titan more than he hates Eren.
He probably does hate him more, but maybe he also hates Eren because of it.
Altering
also, like,
walls that were a gift from God.
If they were like, didn't need to look at all their faces. They're all like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Doesn't that look what the faces they're making? I could be wrong, but it just seems like they're all like, oh, we've heard this kind of talk before.
I don't know. It could be like maybe they agree with him.
Oh,
maybe
they could have looked brainwashed.
God's work for beyond human capabilities. I mean, in the same sense, we've been like, how the hell did they build these
all
walls?
Of these in
Such a quick time period.
With actual amounts of humans surviving.
Thanks to them, it took ages before we could even mount weaponry on the wall.
Oh. I don't understand why they wouldn't want it to be stronger. To protect them from Titans.
Or to protect the wall itself.
Yeah. Yeah, if you love the walls so much, how about we just build our walls around their walls to protect their walls? That makes everyone
I don't
happy.
think that they would think that we could build the walls.
Oh, yeah, because humans can't do that. We're unfit to build
They have
walls.
a lot of support and power. I would think that the people who support them are the more financial ones, right?
I think it's the people that
Are removed more so from the Titans.
Removed more so. Yeah, it has to be the people that see the walls. It's the richer people see the walls. They don't see Titans. They see the walls as keeping the common poor folk away from them. They don't see the walls as protecting them from Titans.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even mention Titans. They were like, oh no, that means that a bunch of people are going to come here.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. So I guess they give money to the wallists because they like the walls being there because it keeps them separate from the people they believe are inferior financially, obviously.
God, Levi's such a badass, dude. How tall do you think he is? Is he a short king?
Who? Levi? Probably looks like it. I was going to say the audacity of this man. We just thought we could survive by sealing the gates. You're literally admitting that you're willing to kill tons and tons and tons of people just so you'll be safe.
So, no, okay. So, this Wallist man, he interjects just when he talks about sealing the gates, you know?
That's the only thing that he said that he disagreed with.
So he's choosing to say, like, he would rather the gates be destroyed than sealed or restored. Or the walls be, right?
Basically, he'd rather the Colossal come in and kick in all the gates or something than have anything to do with fortifying. He looks panicked. I don't like the Wallists. I am against the Wallists.
I just want to know more about them. That's so interesting. I did not expect, like, a full-on wall religion to come by. It makes sense. It makes complete sense to me.
I didn't expect it, but it makes so much sense that there would be a religious group or something that was tied to the walls basically being the salvation of humanity. That's the thing that's been protecting them for all of these years. They can't kill off all the Titans.
It could be like a higher up like ploy of trying to keep things the way that they are to slow down progress.
I mean, they
or
already
any
want to
change.
get rid of information.
Most even in the real world, most people who are extremely powerful and rich and wealthy got there for a reason. They wouldn't want things to change because they don't want to change from their position.
You don't want people to gain knowledge that could then deviate from the life that you are comfortable with financially. You wouldn't,
especially if you are one of the higher ups who've never even seen a Titan or never have had any risk. Why would you?
Why do I trust anyone's opinion in this room other than the people that are on the the left side of Eren, because those people are the ones fighting and actually seeing Titans.
Yeah.
I don't trust the opinion of any of the people that have literally never even seen one.
Nile Dock, yeah. Darius Zackley has got to be like the most badass name in history. No, Mike Zacharias.
Zacharias?
Mike Zacharias. He smells people.
And then he smirks. She made a point to say that he smirks, and she doesn't think there's an actual reason. It doesn't seem to lead to any actual... It doesn't make him like them or whatever he smells, I guess.
Maybe he smells them and he's like, he smells like a human. I trust this guy.
You know, that could be it. Maybe
You
it's
know?
like making sure they smell like human, because it's obviously not, are they good or not? Because she said that he smirks every time. So
Okay,
I'm
never
sure-
mind. I take back everything I said about a bolo tie. Pixis is wearing a bolo tie. Bolo ties do
What
not
happened to his
define you.
sash? Does he have his sash on still?
It's a great question, Anna.
No, he does not. But that could be a lie.
Man,
He does have a bolo tie on. That
everybody has
ruins
a
everything.
bolo tie on. It's part of their uniform.
Oh wait,
apparently.
is Erwin in one too? It looks like
I think he
it
is.
looks like
Yeah,
one.
he is.
Oh
God
no!
damn it. But his
But
bolo
I
tie looks like
like
a different
Erwin.
color. His looks blue and his looks brown.
I think Levi just looks fancier, and I like his choice of accessory.
Levi
better.
is that guy.
He wanted to be different. Like, look at that! You even saw it flow. It was nice.
The eye tracing. Oh my god.
I think that facial expression right there is probably one of the highlights of this episode for me, is how they drew Mikasa's face there.
I don't think like they accused Mikasa of being a Titan.
Yeah, they started. Isn't that when Levi jumped in, when they started with all that kind of nonsense?
That's a great question.
Because then that's everyone turning in on each other. You know, like, how do we know who if anyone's a Titan, if this guy can be a kid?
You cowards. What?
What?
Just shut up. But everything of me, amazing line. I saw steam. That made me anxious. Red bolo tie. Red bolo tie people suck.
Is it kind of like a Star Trek thing? Like, depending on the color?
It seemed like he came in the second that they raised the guns.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think...
It was obvious. It was an obvious timing. It's almost
Yeah.
like Levi predicted that they were going to try to kill him there.
I think Levi probably was like, from his little interaction, him and Erwin with Eren, they saw how passionate and like enraged he gets about like Titans themselves, and they're like, all right, let's see if this plays out right. Eren gets super upset, causes a scene. We show that we can take control of the situation so that we could take control of him in other situations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It worked. I mean, come on, like, it really did
Definitely did. Still,
Look at
haunting
the
imagery
painting
behind him,
over.
right?
That's a crazy shot.
crazy shot.
I mean, think about it. Levi was literally hurting another human that's on the ground, and in the painting is a human on the ground with a bunch of other people hurting them, even though they're already on the ground. I do kind of wonder what Levi actually really feels about Eren in this moment, because I don't think he's given like a concrete like, I trust that Eren will be able to do this, or I like him. It's more just like, I'm glad you said that, or that's good you said that, or I'll be able to control him, or he just likes things that Eren says, but I haven't gotten like a full gauge on if he really does feel the same way that I guess Erwin does.
Hey, Eren.
Yes, sir.
Do you resent me? I understand why it was necessary. That's good.
I think he likes him.
I think he likes him.
I don't think he's one of those people that just says if he likes someone or not.
I wonder if Eren was a Titan, or I guess human too now, and was getting dissected, he would just like regenerate the next day, or like regenerate, and so they could like continuously dissect him without killing him.
I guess it depends how long it takes for him. How long did it take for that tooth to grow back? I mean, obviously just probably like an hour or less.
Do you like Hanji, Zoe?
When we first met her briefly, I was unsure if I liked her or if I thought that she was going to possibly be a problem character. I thought she would be like kind of crazily obsessed with Eren. Like obviously she has some obsession,
Saving his teeth, bro.
but it seems like it's much less annoying than I was a little worried it might be.
Last time somebody saved my tooth, I was creeped out.
I thought she was going to be more like extra or loud, annoying, and that's what I was worried about.
Gotcha.
So I was happy. Oh yeah, look at the little how they're drawing the eye tracing.
Yeah, so nice. I love the animation in the show and the art.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like Eren's face shape changed. At least in like the beginning, his face shape looked like slightly elongated. Not that that matters.
I want to know more like the inner rankings of the system here. Like, is there anybody above Darius Exactly?
I mean, who knows? It might actually be like the leader of the whole place. Like,
do you
the
think
leader of the citizens and the military is the person ahead of him?
Do you think Darius has had like experience in the field?
How can you get there and understand each position of the military without having some knowledge?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he would have agreed with the scouts if he didn't have some field experience.
I agree. That's what I would think.
He seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. I don't think he was swayed by anything. Obviously, he wasn't swayed by what the opposition was saying in the courtroom. But it seems like he was willing to hear what everyone had to say. He didn't come into it being like, you're a monster, which I was like a little scared that the judge might do something like that.
I like seeing like the printing press.
I didn't even catch that.
Like people are reading newspapers, man.
I didn't even catch that.
Like this is.
That's crazy.
I
Of
love
course
seeing
it'd be
the
big
world.
news. This place doesn't fit in with the world we know. I mean, look at all of them in like fancy outfits.
And just seeing the just the massive contrast in between the more wealthy and
like a freaking top hat,
more poor, right?
Their faces are all drawn very like mean too. On purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah. Great visuals.
They're
too,
gonna
man.
invade us. Invade you? Like, no.
Amazing. A Titan on our side.
Like,
and look
what?
at like the architecture is completely different too. And everybody gets a newspaper up there. There's one newspaper plastered on the wall here.
Yep. And they're all gathered around it. Look at them,
they're
all
all
hopeful.
hopeful.
They're like holding hands. They're all smiling. They're like, yes.
Look, no. This is the best character I've ever seen in this show. Look at this guy. He's like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
There's like an old man crying.
Yeah. two women are like, oh my god, yes. Oh, I love this. I love that Levi's out here supporting them too. Oh, what a good shot here.
I like that there's some population outside of the military that would be willing to support him. That makes me happy to know that the citizens, basically the ones that he grew up with, I mean like the common people, would support him. And that makes me really happy.
Me too, but it definitely reinforces the idea of a potential civil war, which is terrifying. Do you think the art above the courtroom is like the victor is depicting the victors, like, and I guess the higher ups being the victors in the scenario, like even if it was before the Titans arrived, like is that our society that we are living in now? We're the people who defeated the other people in that imagery,
I guess. I mean, it shows the ability to win and or defeat your enemy, which is probably an imagery they like seeing during this whole Titan situation. They like to see humans come out on top for their goal or whatever in any situation, even if it's civil war or humans against another group of humans.
Oh, what a badass. It's hot. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so if there was a civil war, would the scouts and even some of the garrison be with the common people? And then obviously Eren would. So if Levi and the scouts aren't willing to go against Eren, how are these people gonna survive? Like Eren would probably dominate. As if like Levi and other people like him who have none of these guys have probably fought Titans.
Yeah.
So if the people who actually have experience are like, nah, we're not gonna kill him.
Yeah.
They would have no like luck. They just have cannons.
Am I wrong, or like the military police? Do they have unicorns on their patches?
I think there's
Is it a sword?
Horsies.
Hmm.
There looks like a horsey.
Do you see like right here?
Oh, that is a sword.
Is it a sword or is it like a really long horn? Because I don't see a sword at the other end.
I think their thing is it's two. Oh, like I think it's the logo you see at the beginning of the intro. It's like two swords with like a woman's face because of the names of all the walls, and then they have a picture even on top of that, whatever their position is, like the roses,
Gotcha.
or the wings. There's our horsies.
Well,
why though? Why do you need horsies in the middle of a city?
Good question.
They should be the roses. All they do is sit there.
Yeah.
What even are
Fucking
they doing?
Nile.
Do they even do anything during the day?
Probably, I don't know. They're probably like a police.
There hasn't been a civil war. Like, Titans don't go there.
Do you think that what might not approve of the garrison commander meeting privately with the commander of the survey corps, are they upset because it is a the Eren situation, or are they not supposed to like interact with each other?
Oh, I'm sure it's purely because of the Eren
Okay.
situation before the inquiry. They would be upset that there was like a teaming up of commanders beforehand, especially because Pixies wasn't really
sense.
involved in this decision. He
You're
got
right,
to
you're right,
speak,
you're right.
but that was like purely it.
Interesting still, we definitely have confirmation that Eren has no consciousness of when he is rampant, you
Out
know?
of control.
Yeah.
The look on his face, like, and Armin didn't even none of them realized that he didn't remember.
Yeah.
But obviously, as soon as Armin and Mikasa saw his reaction, they knew that he didn't remember.
Mm-hmm. I am having so much trouble understanding Commander Erwin's hair. That's a big enigma in the show for me.
It's almost like it probably is like this tall off of his head, and he's shaved the rest of it, but then he like gels it down in a swoop on his head. That's what it looks like
not
to
like
me.
the style. That
Oh.
makes complete sense to me. It's an undercut, and then he has long hair on top, and it's parted down neatly. Great. The color difference. So is he a brunette and then dyed or bleached the top part of his hair? You see what I mean?
Uh-huh.
These are the answers that I want.
The real questions.
Look at him. He's pretty cool looking. Same with Levi. I didn't think Nile Doc looked cool or had a cool character design. It's a lot of different characters you have to draw and make them look unique from each other.
Yeah,
But I think one of my favorite character designs in the whole show is Rico.
definitely. I like Rico.
She's cool. All right, I think that's all I have.
Yeah.
You?
Okay. I'm just gonna ask you a question. In this moment, who is your favorite character? Has it changed since the last time we talked about it?
Who was my last favorite character? Mikasa?
No, it was that random girl that was in the like eating food in the training, like for the military.
She was pretty great.
That was your favorite.
Yeah, she's up there, man.
I wonder if she's dead. Is she alive? We don't even know.
No way.
She wouldn't die.
Good question, man. I really like Jean at the moment. I think he's a really cool character.
He's had some really great character growth and moments. He's definitely, I love when a character goes from being like slightly annoying or like you gross in some way that maybe they're mean or a bully, and then they have this like, but this like kind of slow, I guess it was kind of slow, growth into being kind of an upstanding member of a friend group or society and trustworthy and able to not be swayed by whatever reason they were a bully for to begin with. Oh, wait, look at the logos.
That's what I was going to
So
say.
it's two swords, the horse, the roses, and then the wings.
So do the two swords stand for anything?
I guess that's just the symbol of their country or
It's
something.
interesting that it's its own, like, you know, it's up
Maybe
on the wall
that's
with these.
maybe that symbol is like the leader. The leader wears that symbol, and then the branches of the military wear the others.
But then you'd think that they wouldn't be equal standing, right?
Did we see what the guy that's presiding.
Exactly.
Did we see what was on the back of his?
Darius Zackley.
Because I'm sure it wouldn't be one of them because he represents.
He didn't have
all of
anything on the
them.
back of his. Right? Just gonna check. Oh, look at him. Don't even see him yet, but look at him.
I'm looking for some logo. It doesn't look
Nothing
like
on
he
his
has
back.
anything.
He has some.
Looks like the wall symbols.
Yeah, it looks like the. Are those the same symbols that the Wallace have?
I think so.
That's sus.
I don't think it's meant to be sus.
That's pretty sus, bro.
He has a sash.
I love him. What a character.
Okay, so Jean is your current favorite.
Who's your favorite?
At the moment, I feel like I need to pick someone new, but I know I don't need to. That's just like a personal. Out of like the new people we've met at the moment, I'm torn between Levi and Erwin, but I think I'm going for Erwin because he just seems like he's just very level-headed and sweet.
He seems like he's really smart.
And
like
he
he's
seems
well
like
thought out.
I mean, how did he become the commander of literally all of the scouts? Like he has to be.
Very true. I like Levi a lot out of new characters.
But
They're
Levi
so cool.
is a really good character too.
I think I like Levi more because I am a really big fan of like action and seeing people do stuff. Like so like we haven't seen Erwin fight, right?
And I'm a big fan of language, and I like the words that Erwin uses to be nice to Eren.
Yeah,
Versus,
I'm
"You're a
more
brat."
like, yeah, kill him, and you're like, oh, I really like the dialect in this scene. But
Levi is a really great character.
yeah,
I mean,
both really
I was
cool.
I was immensely happy with him asking Eren if he resented him. That, in terms of dialogue, that made the episode for me.
What a good episode. I like the like.
Look at her face.
It definitely changed like the whole vibe of the show. Like I said, it feels like a political thriller now, you know, which I'm totally here for.
I gotta say, this show does focus on background characters in terms of like facial expression when they don't necessarily like need to, because I might not have noticed with it going quickly, but when you like freeze on a frame and you can see that like there's different people in the crowd, some of them look worried, some of them are like, oh, you know, it's nice to see that.
Very. Because like I keep trying to think like, man, somebody had to sit down and draw each of these characters. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this guy kind of looks like a Titan we've seen before or whatever. But I think I've just seen so many different characters in the show. Like, faces are starting to blend together that are background characters. I wonder how you come up with them.
That guy could be a Titan.
The Wallace man?
The Wallace. What an original name.
What do you want to call your dog? Doggy? Like... You're right though. I think that was such an interesting.
What are you gonna call? What are you gonna call the people that go out and fight the Titans? The fighters. Okay.
Okay. What? So look.
Oh wait, we're in another dining hall. Are you gonna pick a favorite character?
No.